Welcome. Good afternoon. Thanks for coming. Thank you. My name is Carrie Todd, and I'm the Development Coordinator at SMA, and it's my pleasure to present to you one of our sponsors, Michelle Johnson. She's the CNO of Advent Health, who will be introducing our speaker to you today.
A little wobbly. Good afternoon. Thank you, Carrie. Your presenter for this session titled Igniting Passion While Preventing Burnout by Tina Levene. Tina Miller Levene is a national speaker, author of 5 books, and has worked professionally over 22 years in social work, education, and juvenile justice. Her passion for children motivated her to become a licensed therapeutic foster care parent. Tina is the founder and executive director of Florida Recovery Schools of Tampa Bay, Incorporated, where she is opening the first recovery high school for youth seeking recovery from addictions and depression. It's amazing, right? Tina has victory over childhood trauma, rape, and domestic violence. She celebrates 23 years substance-free. Congratulations. Her combination of education, expertise, and life experience equips her audiences with the tools they need to fulfill their dreams, to live their best lives. Tina's motto, "The truth is, there is hope." In talking with Tina, if there's breath, there is hope. Please welcome Tina Levene.
Thank you. Thank you so much. All right, wow. This is the first time I've ever had applause before I started, so I guess I'm done. Oh, thanks. Wow, okay. You guys brought a little tear to my eye. Thank you. I don't know what to say. I'm speechless for the first time in my life. But like she said, this is Igniting Passion while preventing burnout. And just real quick, maybe you have a grandma or a mom that has a really incredible cookie recipe. Anyone have that? A grandma or a mom that has an incredible cookie recipe, right? And it's just the best. And you're like, oh my gosh, I want to duplicate this. But then they write down the recipe and you're like, I just can't make it like my mom does. In Ohio, she has Buckeyes, and in Ohio, these Buckeyes are the peanut butter balls with chocolate around them, okay? And so I'm always trying to make them, but she just does something special. But I have some of my grandma's special cookies here, and I want to share them with you. And these are the best cookies you'll ever have, I'm telling you. They're pretty incredible. So who would like to try my grandma's cookies? Homemade cookies. It's really great. Okay. All right. Someone's like, cookies? Yeah. I see right here. You want my grandma's cookie? Okay. Anyone else want my grandma's cookie? Yeah? Yeah? Anyone? Okay. I see. You want one. Here you go. Anyone else want my grandma's cookies? Okay, all right here. I see you're really excited. You really want this cookie. There you go. Anyone else? I got a few left. Okay. All right, okay, yeah. That's nice. Yeah, I see you. Here, right here. You look really excited. You really want to try this cookie. Okay. Anyone else? I got a few more. Just a few more. Look at you. You're like, give me 2. Okay. There you go. There you go. You get 2 of my grandma's cookies. All right. So hope you guys enjoy those that got the cookies. So of course this is just part of my little gig. How often we have something really exciting to share with people, like having hope. And having that encouragement and motivation to live life and the best life there is. And some of us get really excited, like I really want to live life and I really want to have hope. And then some of us just kind of sit there, not really interested. Like this young lady here has got 2 and she's thinking, what am I going to do with these cookies? You can give them to someone that was begging for them, like the lady back there. No, so oftentimes we do that. You know, the most precious gift that you can give someone is your time. I'll say that again. The most precious gift you can give someone is your time. But how about how much time we're spending on people that don't want help? But yet we have someone over here like this young lady. It was like, hey, I want a cookie. Right? And I ignored you. How did that feel? You felt bad. Okay, let's use a feeling word. Do you do this with your clients? Let's talk about a feeling word. Bad is not a feeling, honey. So, were you sad? Sad. She felt sad. She felt disappointed. Why? Because I was giving attention. Yeah.
Gave somebody else
I walked away and I gave. Yeah, the beloved homemade cookies, right? And by the way, they're from the Dollar Tree. So those of you that really wanted them, don't worry. You ain't missing much. They're probably 6 months old. You know what I mean? You know, they're kind of crunchy. She's feeling relieved, grateful, yeah, okay. How about you? I gave you the cookie. You didn't want the cookie, but you took it. You're okay. But how did you feel when I gave you that cookie? And you're like, pressure. Oh, okay, he felt pressured. Like, now you got to eat it, right? You all are so honest. I love it. But sometimes we feel pressured when someone presents something to us to act a certain way or a treatment plan that may not be where our client is or where our consumer, you know, depending on which field you're in, there's different words we use, right? So let's call them people in need, okay? Like the youth at my high school, my recovery high school, I call them opportunity youth. Many people call them at risk. Well, guess what? They're already addicted. There ain't no at risk about anything. I'm the only high school in Tampa Bay. You got to be addicted to drugs to come. Right? They're like, Miss Tina, I failed my drug screen. I'm like, yes. I mean, let's keep working on that. You know, where there's a need, there's, you know, me. Or if it's free, it's for me, I guess is how it goes. But anyways, so sometimes the people that we are working with, the people in need, they feel pressured. Like, oh, I kind of feel like I have to do this. Then some people, they feel disappointed. Like, you know, I really wanted that help. I really wanted your time, but you turned your back and you walked away. And you didn't give me that opportunity. And like we heard from Kevin's keynote, sometimes that's what happens is people are so, you know, focused on and they're in the zone of their own life and they don't realize that people are going through pain and that people really are struggling. And so like I said, the most precious gift we can give someone is time. That's right. Okay, so this is I was working with adolescents that were homeless in a shelter. And this is actually that job. I took my work home with me, literally. I became a licensed therapeutic foster parent and brought one of the kids home with me. But so anyways, I go home after this job, and I worked 12 hours that day. And, you know, some of you all are like, that's nothing, Tina. But, you know, to me, that was a lot. And I was dragging myself into my living room, and I plopped down on the couch, and I looked at my son, who was 7 years old at the time, and he's just sitting there. Now, this child of mine, he's a miracle, and he's a miracle the way he came into this world, and he's still a miracle that he's alive because he's 15. No, he's a good kid. I'll keep him for another year. But anyway, so I look at him, and I'm just thinking, oh, he is so precious. And I remember thinking, like, I was overwhelmed and I was frustrated and I was so burned out with my job. But there on the coffee table were colored pencils and paper. And I remember learning, like, to get creative, you know, when you feel stressed, when you feel overwhelmed and burned out, to get creative. And so I started to draw this picture of my son. I'm not the best artist, but it kind of looks like a little boy, right? So the side profile, so for 30 minutes, I'm drawing this picture of my son, and I show him, and he's like, oh, that's good, Mama. He's like, can I draw a picture of you? And I was like, sure. You know where this is going. So I sat there still for 30 minutes, and he's drawing away. And I'm thinking, this is going to be great. This is like the next Picasso. Well, it was. True story. Now, he got the eyeshadow correct. I wish my neck was that long, right? But I guess what really bothered me, not that I was a giraffe, but really what bothered me is I was so sad. And I thought, here I am putting all this time and energy into these adolescents that are homeless, and I'm pouring everything I have into them, and I'm coming home, and this is what my son is getting, a sad giraffe. And so that's when I realized I got to do something, you know? And God does a few things for you when you need to slow down. And sometimes it's accidents, sometimes it's surgery. And I had 11 surgeries in 10 years. What do you think God was trying to say? Slow down. So I wrote 3 books because I have ADHD. And so out of this came my Preventing Burnout book. So I sat down and I started to write about burnouts because I'm realizing I'm burned out. 22 years in the field of social work and education and juvenile justice. I'm burned out. I worked for the state government. I'm burned out, right? And so what I learned is, according to the Family and Work Studies, over 50% of employees are burned out, while 70% are actually dreaming of having another job, right? Someone I'm not even going to look over here was like, it's a lot more than that. More like 99%. So I realized, wow, this is a huge issue. One of the things also is for the Department of Juvenile Justice, I was an investigator. I would have to go in and investigate different incident reports. Most of those incident reports were about medications, mismanaging medications of our children. And these are people in residential and jail. These are workers, full-time employees of the Department of Juvenile Justice that are supposed to be watching over our children and making sure they're, taken care of appropriately. And I kept seeing mismanagement of medication, and I'm thinking, what is happening? Every time I would investigate and interview a staff member, they'd say, I'm just so overwhelmed. I'm so stressed out. And that's when I was like, whoa, this is a huge issue. So I was like, I'm going to take my stand-up comedy routine, and I'm going to make it into a Preventing Burnout presentation, and here I am. So I'm here to make you laugh because humor heals, right? Okay, so always give 100% at work, and that might look like 12% on Monday, 23% on Tuesday because of Taco Tuesday. Wednesday is... Who said what? Today. That too, 40% on hump day, 20% on Thursday, 5% on Friday because you get to wear jeans, right? So always give 100%. Okay, so I'm going to actually teach you the 5 different ways to prevent burnout. I hope you didn't open your toolbox yet. We're not getting there yet. I know you're excited. I told someone, I was like, please don't open it until we get to that point, because you'll open it and be like, did she clean out her junk drawer? It will not make sense, I promise you. So we're going to talk about the 5 ways to actually prevent burnout. And then, I know some of you are thinking right now, Tina, I am beyond preventing. I need to recover from burnout. So I'm going to give you 3 ways to recover from burnout. And then we're going to have a little more fun as well. So number 1 way to prevent burnout, I'm going to come down here. Hopefully you guys are okay with me and you don't throw cookies at me. So number 1 is to establish a relaxing ritual every day. So every day, maybe that looks like a devotional. Maybe that looks like a Bible reading. Maybe it looks like journaling. Maybe someone said at a conference, like, I love to run. I was like, who's chasing you? You're running that early in the morning. You gotta watch those runners. No, God bless them. I can't, if someone's chasing me, I'm really good. But to have a relaxing ritual every morning, and that may look like maybe listening to meditation music. There's some really good meditation music. That's my go-to. Maybe it's deep breathing. One of the things I teach my children, they are my children, my students at my school at Victory High School is how to self-regulate their emotions, okay? Because we actually are trauma responsive services. That's what makes us very unique from all the other recovery high schools throughout the United States, is that my high school is trauma responsive services. I'm certified in TBRI. And also we have brain performance coaching from a national company. And so what that all tells us is that 94% of students in recovery high schools have had childhood trauma. So we have to create new neurological pathways in their brain. And so what our relaxing ritual looks like every day at my school is they come in and we actually do, how's your engine running? Is it red, green, or blue? And so then we go through, okay, are you mad? Are you hyper? Do you have high anxiety? Are you just right? Are you focused? Are you happy? Or are you tired and you just don't care? And then what they do is they receive a bracelet. And it's either red, green, or blue. But these kids are brilliant, so they're like, I'm purple. I'm like, okay, you get a red and blue one. So they'll have like maybe 3 bracelets on that day, and that's okay. I mean, some of us have a 3 bracelet day, right? So part of the relaxing ritual for us too in the morning is to actually read devotionals and have positive affirmations. So I'll share with you the Victorious Creed in a little bit. So I created this Victorious Creed, but I'll wait after we are laughing, and so I can bring you all down with some tears. It's an emotional roller coaster, people. Hold on. Okay, so number 2, preventing burnout is healthy habits. I do not know who put shopping on there. Or chocolate. But, fitness, it's really important just to get up. Even if it's just walking 30 minutes a day, it's amazing what just walking 30 minutes a day does to your head. Okay, someone put shopping. Positive thinking, just changing that negative thinking, that negative self-talk to positive thinking. One of my best quotes I've ever heard is treat yourself like your own best friend. Because I don't know about you, I grew up in an alcoholic, abusive family, and I treated everybody else really good. I'll give you an example. My therapist helped me with this. Every time I would get a gift card for like Christmas or my birthday, I would go buy other people gifts. Anyone else do this? Yeah, all right. Thank you for raising your hand. That's very brave, because awareness is number 1, acceptance and then action. So we have to be aware that we have this codependency. We have to be aware that we're caretakers, that we take care of other people. But guess what? We got to learn how to treat ourselves like our own best friends. And that's hard. That's hard. That means, forgiving ourselves. That means really taking care of our temple and really pouring into ourselves, because you can't pour from an empty cup, right? To eat fresh, fruits, vegetables, to feel good. Do stuff that makes you feel good, Stress reduction, that's what we're talking about today, is stress management. Chocolate, don't know who put that. Activities, just try something new. I've tried paddleboarding this year. I've tried all kinds of different new activities, and I love it. It's amazing. So try something new, do different activities. Okay, so do not cross. You see this? Okay, so it's a boundary, right? Do not cross. And it's important that we set boundaries for ourselves and that we set boundaries for other people. Actually, I like this yellow and black tape right here that reminds me of this, to set boundaries for yourself. And I'm going to teach you a word right now. It's 2 letters. No. It's okay to say no. I'm giving you permission. It is okay to say no. And those are of us that are in ministry. We go, 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 go. Oh, yes, I'll do that. Okay, sure, I'll do that. I started a strip club ministry. I've never been in a strip club. So I went in to pray for these ladies, you know? Yeah. I won't go there. Okay. I can really come up with some jokes, but I won't go there. But anyway, so and then finally I had to say, you know what? It triggers me to go into these strip clubs with all the drinking and all that, and so I had to stop and say no. And so it's okay to say no. Sometimes no means just not right now, and that's okay. Setting boundaries with other people, you know what else that means? That means to unpack your guilt trip bags. Ooh, I don't know about you, but I was the best travel agent for guilt trips. I would pack my bags and I'd be carrying all this stuff around. All everyone else's problems were on my back. And I'd carry them around. And then I realized one day that's not my responsibility. You know, I love the quote about if somebody is not participating in their rescue, then you need to go to the next person that needs help. So, you know, if you're spending time and energy on someone and they're not even participating in their own rescue, time to find someone else. And it's okay to love people from afar. I said that at a conference, and I couldn't believe me. All these people were tweeting about it and, you know, emailing me and messaging me, and it was all over. You know, they're like, oh, my gosh, Tina talks truth. It's okay to love people from afar. Yeah, you don't have to be enmeshed with everybody, okay? So it's important you set boundaries with other people. Unplug, to disconnect to connect. I don't know about you, but I love technology. I think it's amazing. It also can drive you pretty crazy, right? How many of you actually turn off your phones at night? What? Huh? I came home from work one night, and my son is like, she's got a flip phone! You're a smart lady. She's got a flip phone. You got Tetris on there? Snake? Oh, she's got a picture on there. Wow. Of her dog. That's awesome. Hey, that's what I need. But anyway, so I remember going home one night, and my son says to me that, so I remember him looking at me. He says, are you off work? I said, well, yeah, I'm here. I'm at home. I'm sitting right beside you. But I'm like this. Emailing, okay, work. He says, no, like, really, are you clocked out? I'm like, well, yeah, I am. Yeah, okay, all right. Oh, Johnny, you ran away again? Oh, okay. You know, I wasn't clocked out. And here, my son was like 10 years old at the time. And what was he telling me? Disconnect to connect with me, lady. You giraffe? No. That's probably why you used to draw me as a giraffe. So yeah, unplug, disconnect to connect. Sometimes I just got to turn my phone off and just put it aside and walk away. And I'm telling you, I did it one night. It was 8:30 at night. And I turned off my phone, and I said to my son, I'm going to spend all my time with you tonight. And it was the longest 15 minutes of my life. I'm like, oh my gosh, I feel like we've been playing Monopoly for 5 hours. Yeah. Just FYI, if a young child says, let's play Monopoly, make sure you have 2.5 weeks available. I don't know how he got so good with, property management and all that. Get creative, it's important to get creative. I was at one of these conferences, and this lady was 62 years old. She says, I'm going to get creative. I'm going to learn how to play an instrument. And I was like, that's so exciting. Which instrument? And she's like, violin. I was like, I hope your husband's deaf. But, get creative. Now they have those places where you drink a little or a lot, and you paint. Have you seen these? You guys got these? The paint, twist, whatever. Let's get drunk and like splatter paint everywhere. I don't know what they're called. Yeah, paint with a twist, I guess. Okay. Yeah, clearly this recovering alcoholic did not do that. I did paintings, but let me just say it was mostly on cars and houses. But that was my other federal prison life. So, get creative. So, my coworker did this actually. She went to one of these paint with a twist thing, and she had this painting up on her office, and I was like, oh, wow. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, how much did you drink? Does not look like an owl. It's like a giraffe. But get creative. You don't have to be a perfect artist just to start, Get creative. I saw someone over here crocheting right here. She's got a blanket, a scarf, sweater started. I mean, she's going to town. But, get creative. It's important to work our brain, because that's your right brain. The right brain, right, is the creativity part, to do music, to be artistic, that kind of stuff. It's great. It's relaxing is what it is when you start to create. Okay, what's in your toolbox? This is the time. Drum roll. Okay. I'm really just playing it up. I mean, it's not that big of a deal, but it's fun. Okay, so here's my toolbox. I'll show you this first. So here's my little toolbox. In my toolbox, I have a journal because it's important to write. I am a writer. I've written 5 books. Like I said, I have ADHD. And also, it's important to write. I also have a picture of my son. He's 15 now, as you can see. He's still alive. But yeah, that's important to me. To spend time with him. I just took him to the caverns up in Mariana. Anyone gone up there yet? What? You guys gotta go. It's like the best kept secret in Florida. I mean, I drove 5.5 hours for an hour tour, but it was totally worth it. My son slept the whole time. 11-hour drive for 1 hour to be down in a moldy, cold cavern. That actually triggered some past tripping drugs. Yeah, like this black light with all these different colors. I was like, whoa, Tina's at a rave. It's like 1994 all over again. All right, so spend time with family. There's so many cool things about Florida to go and see. I've been here 12 years and never knew about these caverns, and I'll never go again. Woo, 11 hours. But I also have $1 million bill in here because it's important. In our profession, we're never going to make $1 million. Let's be honest. Okay, it's not about the income; it's about the outcome. I love saying that to these audiences because everyone's like, you're either sitting beside your boss or you're making a lot of money and we need to talk. What kind of grant do you have? Okay, no, because when I say this to corporate companies, they're like, yeah, $1 million. And then I was like, it's about the outcome. They're like, no, it's not. It is totally not about the outcome, Tina. But these audiences are always like, but you can always make someone feel like $1 million. And I'll give you an idea. So I was teaching this mentoring program. It was a drug prevention program up in Ohio, and I was 6 weeks into it. And every day I was teaching this drug education class. And this girl sat right in front of me. She was like this. She would never turn around. Never turn around. And I was like starting to take it personal. And I'm like, I swear I'm going to do something. And this girl's going to turn around one day. She didn't. And it came graduation time from this program. What I noticed is when she was turned around, she kept picking up purple markers, purple crayons, purple paints, purple paper, That told me she liked the color orange. No, see if you're catching on. But purple, I was like, okay, mental note, Tina. I don't know, with you guys, you probably have a filing cabinet in your head of every family and friend, and you know all their dislikes and likes, right? Yeah, am I the only crazy one? Okay. Yeah, so I actually, okay, take note. She likes the color purple. So graduation comes up, we get cupcakes. There's one purple cupcake. So I'm like, I'm going to mess with her. She turned around for the cupcake. She turns around, she sees the purple cupcake. I'm like, okay, here we go. And I go up and I grab that purple cupcake. I look her right in the eyes. And I go. And I gave her the purple cupcake. And I tell you, it was like she felt like $1 million. And so that's what we do, right? That's what we do in our profession, is we make people feel like $100. Let's be honest. $10. $10 is plenty. Okay, I got a rope. Everyone gets so scared when I bring this out. I don't know what it is. Okay, no, all it is that to drop the rope. When you get into situations where someone is arguing, especially on social media, Facebook, politics, COVID, all that stuff, who has the best spicy chicken sandwich? We still never figured that out. It's been over a year. I'm going to do my own voting right now. Who says Popeyes? Raise your hand. Popeyes, spicy chicken. Oh. Okay, what about Chick-fil-A, spicy chicken? Chick-fil-A? Oh. How about your grandma's spicy chicken sandwich? Okay. Is there another spicy chicken sandwich out there? What? Oh, Checkers. Oh, shoot. Okay. Oh, Checkers wasn't even in the mix. All right, well, I'm going to drop the rope. Just going to say every chicken sandwich is pretty dang good. Okay. I also have a compass in here, and that's just a reminder to remember your direction. Always remember your direction. Remember which way you're headed. Remember your passion. Remember your purpose. Okay, now you can go in. We're going to bust into these little toolboxes. And before you look at it, they're not, out of my junk drawer. So if everyone can please pick up your Q-tip. Most of them are brand new. Someone always is like, most of them are brand new. Okay, they're all brand new. I wouldn't do that to you. I actually, my student, I guess it's child labor, but I had my student put these together, so if they're not all, or if you find drug paraphernalia, just warning you, might be a bowl or a bong, pipe or a rig, no. But I told him this. I said, you know what the Q-tip is for? He's like, to clean your pipe out? I'm like, no! Yeah, get the resin out. But then what do you use it for, And so I told him about the Q-tip, and then I said, you know what I tell my audiences? He's like, what, Miss Tina? I said that, most of them are brand new. And he's like, oh, what you need to do is go, most of them are brand new. I was like, no, that is disgusting, but I just did it. So Q-tip, Q-T-I-P. Let's make it into an acronym. Quit taking it personal. It's Q-tip. Quit taking it personal. If one of the people in need that you're helping is not complying or doing what you suggest, guess what? It has nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. If somebody has a reoccurrence of use, it has nothing to do with you. I had to laugh at that bio because that's my general bio because, some people don't know what substance use disorder or co-occurring disorders are, and so I always say just addictions and depression because everyone knows that. So I apologize for the, grammar patrol. The word police. But our language is always changing, isn't it? And so, but I just wanted to share with you that, just quit taking it personal. And yeah, I'm not going to go into another story because I'm running out of time. So there's bubbles on each table. So go ahead, you can grab a bubble. If you don't have one, I'll hook you up some other time. I only had so many bubbles. I'm sorry, they're expensive. It's about the outcome, people. Not the income. Thank you. Okay, if I can open this. So with bubbles, what do you need in order to blow bubbles? Breath. Yeah, breath. Oh, this is the smart crew. That's right. So if you have breath today, it's a blessing, right? Amen. I heard we're going to have church up in here. So if you have breath today, it's a blessing. And also, it's a scientific fact, you cannot be angry and blow bubbles at the same time. Seriously. I researched it. You can't say the word bubbles. Angry. Try it. Bubbles! It was my son's first word, by the way, bubbles. Don't, it should have been mama. Bubbles. Mama. Okay, so bubbles, if there's breath, there's your blessing or something like that. What did I say? I don't know. Okay. Got a few more things in here. Got grandma's cookie stuck in my nail. Okay, there's a lifesaver because some of you, no, I'm joking. Each of you are a lifesaver. And I share that because it's so important that we remember how critical our jobs are and how significant and valued you are and how much I appreciate every single one of you and how much our families appreciate every single one. You may never hear thank you. You may never, ever get a thank you. And you may never see the results of planting a seed. You know, we plant a seed of hope every day. We may never, ever see that flourish. And that's okay. That's just what we do. And I just want to share with you, that you're a lifesaver. And I share that because I actually, Kevin was sharing during the keynote about what you do if somebody responds back when you say, are you thinking of killing yourself? And this happened to me a month ago. I got a really encrypted text message from a friend. Now, mind you, this friend had lost her dad unexpectedly, lost her job. Her car was repoed. When she lost her job, guess what? She lost the opportunity to get her master's degree in mental health counseling, okay? And then she was losing her apartment, all in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, okay? And she sends me this encrypted text message, and I'm looking at it, and I'm thinking, okay, this is not my friend. Like, this something's going on. So I call her right away. And I said, what is it that I can do to help? I just happened to be in Tampa at the time, and and she says, nothing. And it sounded a lot like what Kevin felt like. And I said, just something inside me was like, you can't let this go. Like, so I say to her, are you thinking about killing yourself? And she hung up. And she would not text me back. And I'm thinking, okay, now I have to really rack my brain, where does she live? Which apartment does she live in? I took her home one time, so I'm like, oh, and I just start praying because I'm a faith person, and the Holy Spirit can do miracles, yeah. And so I start praying, and I get led to the apartment complex, and I'm looking. Guess what? She has no car, so I can't find the blue car in front of her apartment, because it was repoed. And so I'm like, okay, and so I thought, I had an idea of where her apartment was. So I go to her apartment, I knock on the door, no answer. I start pounding on the door. I go to every window, knocking. She opens the door. She had a plan. And she really was actually going to follow through. And she was going to kill herself. I said, I'm going to stay here with you. And sometimes there's power in our presence. It doesn't matter what degree we have or what comes out of our mouths. It's just being present, just being with someone. And so I sat there on a recliner with her, and I just was there. And I'll tell you what happened. There's a knock at the door. She goes to the door. It was the oxygen company coming to get the oxygen tanks out of her dad's bedroom. She had not gone in there since he died. And this is what just kind of set her over the top. And so she lets them in. I'm helping them. I open the door. I go in there with them. I'm helping them with the oxygen tanks, and all that. Shut the door, and she sits down, and you could just this huge sigh of relief. And I'm like, is that what this was about? And she said, yeah. I haven't been in his room since he went to the hospital and died. I didn't know how I was going to make it through this. This is a woman that's getting her master's degree in mental health counseling. This is a woman that is an Army veteran. This is a woman that has survived wars. This is a woman that has worked, years and years in the mental health field. And she didn't know how she was going to deal with that. And so I stayed with her. I stayed with her for a total of 9 hours until I knew that she was going to be safe. I talked to her son. Her son was coming over, spend the night. So my point is that we are lifesavers. We are lifesavers. And so you are very valuable. You're priceless, actually. So just remember that. There's power in your presence. There's a sunflower seed. I wouldn't eat it if I was you because it's probably 6 years old. But the sunflower seed, I like this sunflower seed because it's a gigantic sunflower seed. I know you're looking at it like, that looks like a normal sunflower seed, Tina. But actually, it's part of a gigantic sunflower seed. And so I don't know if you've seen these gigantic sunflowers. You plant one seed, a huge gigantic sunflower comes up, and guess how many seeds? 250 seeds in this gigantic sunflower. And that is just like the power of positive words. When we plant a positive word in someone, it's going to reap a harvest for years and years to come. You may never, ever see that harvest. It may not nourish in front of your eyes, but I'm telling you, when you plant that seed of positivity, it's amazing what happens. So always be very vigilant on what comes out of your mouth with the people in need. There's puzzle pieces, and what is unique with puzzle pieces, it's a reminder that each one of you are unique. When you look at puzzle pieces, they're all different shapes and different colors, but they all come together for a masterpiece. Each one of you are unique. You bring skills, you bring different aspects of your profession and your personal life to your job, and all together, you belong with your team. I'm going to say that again. You belong with your team. Because you create a masterpiece, and you guys all come together like this. It's just like puzzle pieces. So those are your little reminders, for the bubbles, or, keep this on your desk. They're just really good little reminders. I love getting emails or tweets or messages from people, and they say, I actually, one young lady said, I was in a staff meeting, I was super frustrated, I came to my desk, and there's my bubbles. She said, all I kept thinking about is, I got to be a blessing. And she said, and I tried to say bubbles when I was angry, and I couldn't, Tina. I started laughing, and I was like, good. All right, my job is done. So that's your toolbox. Keep it. Sell it on eBay. Whatever you want to do. Okay, so worry. Anyone worry in here? Anyone worried about putting your hand up to admit that you worry? How about put your hand up if you don't like to put your hand up? There's always one. Thanks for your honesty. Okay, so worry. So the things that we worry about are huge, right? We worry. I like the quote about rocking chairs. Worrying is a lot like rocking chairs. It takes a lot of energy and you go nowhere. And then also the things that can happen, and then the things that actually do happen. It's just a little tiny bit. So I'm going to teach you something. Everyone stand up, because some of you are falling asleep after Grandma's cookies. Now, stand up. I want you to look at your neighbor, and I want you to repeat after me. Don't borrow trouble. Look at your other neighbor. Say, don't borrow trouble. Look at me. Say, don't borrow trouble. Thank you. I needed that. Go ahead, sit down. So, what does that mean? That means stay in the moment. Stay in the moment. Don't borrow trouble. I don't know about you, but sometimes I'm in next week. I'm in next month already. I'm in next year. I'm worrying about something. Well, hello. I might not even make it out of tonight. Like I need to focus on the moment. I need to focus on right now, which is almost time to go. But it's Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday, and I have to focus on the moment. Don't borrow trouble. I just love that quote. Okay, so the 3 ways to recover from burnout is to smile, breathe, slow down. Everyone with your bellies right now, if you can take a deep breath, extend your belly out as far as possible, and then exhale, and pull your belly in. Okay, this is how we actually used to breathe when we were born as babies. We forget to breathe like that. We don't use all of our lungs a lot of times. We like pant breathing. We're like a dog. We gotta breathe. And deep breathing seriously works. Also, one of the techniques that I've taught my students is when they're at their engine is running red and they're at that high level, anxiety, hyper, mad, take your index finger, if you're right or left, place it in between your nose and your upper lip, press in, that's like a little button, close your eyes if you feel safe, and then you're gonna inhale through your nose, exhale through your mouth. You do that 5 times while you're pressing in your index finger. That's like a little trigger. What it does is it releases chemicals in your brain to slow down your heart rate. It's self-regulation of anxiety. And so that's called the magic mustache. I always say magic mushroom, but that was my old life. So anyways, to breathe, to slow down, right? Sometimes we just have to breathe, Also, to reevaluate your priorities. So you can't force a dream if you don't have a bed. So time to evaluate your priorities. I was at a conference, this woman says, I have a goal, I want to travel the world. And this was in Citrus County. I'm like, that's exciting. Have you been to Hernando County? No. I said, have you been outside your county? No. You might want to try. Just go outside your county first, and then go outside the state, and then, maybe venture to other countries and travel the world, But so baby steps. Sometimes it's just baby steps, and to reevaluate your priorities. Support. I'm going to say this loud and clear, It is okay to get help. I said it. It's okay to get help. I still go to therapy. I still go to 12-step recovery programs. I have 23 years of recovery, of continuous abstinence recovery, and I still go to 12-step recovery programs, and I still go to my therapist. God bless her. But, support, it's just so important to get help. It's okay to get help. Sometimes us as helpers forget we need help, and it's okay to get help, to ask for help. Just like with my friend. I'm so grateful. She just texted me the other day. I'm so grateful that she didn't really ask for help, but I knew from her actions and her reactions to what I was saying that she needed the help. So she actually accepted that help, and I'm just so grateful that she got that support. So it's okay to ask for help. This is really cool because it's just a diagram I Googled. No, it says, that which you love is your passion and your mission, and that which the world needs is your mission and your vocation, and then that which you can be paid for, profession and vocation. That which you are good at is your passion and your profession, and then all that together in the middle is your purpose. How many of you feel like you're living in your purpose right now? Okay, that's awesome. And maybe your purpose is not your profession, but maybe you have your purpose outside of your profession, and that's okay too. Maybe that's what we have to do. Maybe our profession pays our bills, but we have a passion, a purpose outside of that. That's okay. That is okay. So I love that. So the truth is, there is hope because of you, because of people like you. Okay, let that sink in. Let that sink in. There's someone alive because of you. There's someone that's waking up today because of you. There's someone that's going to sleep tonight and kissing their children because of you. So always remember, that's what my motto is, the truth is there is hope. But there is, my motto with my school is if there's breath, there's hope. My main priority, and the school district does not like this, but my main priority is keeping my students alive. I got to keep them alive. Number 2 is to have them emotionally and mentally stable. And then guess what? 3, I'll try to educate them. I'm going to try to educate them. But, I got to keep them alive. So I said I was going to share with you the Victorious Creed. So this is something that we do every day. You know what? It's more powerful if I play it. I'm going to try to play it. This is the other day. This is us. I'm going to try to put this down here. This is us reciting the Victorious Creed. I wrote this along with quite a few of my board of directors members, who's a licensed mental health counselor, as well as my volunteers and TBRI folks. So this is what we say every day, and I recite it and they repeat it. So feel free to join them if you want, but also it's really precious just to hear their voices. The Victorious Creed, recovery is possible. I deserve to be healthy.
I deserve to be healthy.
I am worthy of a positive life.
I am worthy of a positive life.
I can accept my limitations, but I will not be defined by it.
I can accept my limitations, but will not be defined by it.
I belong here, a safe place of hope, healing, and second chances.
I belong here, a safe place of hope, healing, and second chances.
I am compassionate, caring, and lovable.
I am compassionate, caring, and lovable.
I am not a label or a diagnosis.
I am not a label or diagnosis.
Today, I want to live.
Today, I want to live.
Today, I can feel true freedom from all substances.
Today, I can feel true freedom from all substances.
I am victorious.
I am victorious.
Oh, come on, say it. Say it like you mean it. I am victorious. Of course, they always look at me like I'm crazy because I am. But that is something that we say every day. And, sometimes we get so caught up in the administration part, the paperwork, the requirements of our job. And what we forget is that we're impacting human beings and that we're building relationships that are just so incredibly blessed. I mean, for my one student, both of my students, I have 2 right now because I said I would open my school if I had 1. Because like I said, I'm a woman of faith and Jesus left 99 for 1. And that's what I was like, I'm going for the 1. If I can get 1 student, and so what did God do? He gave me 2. Because he knew, he was like, they're a handful. But they both have survived major childhood trauma and are both survivors of the foster care system, as well as many abuses and domestic violence and all of that. And anyways, the one student says to me, just out of the blue, and she looks at me and she says, Victory High School makes me want to live. And I was like, oh man, okay. I went 10 weeks without pay when I was starting this school. Like, all right, I guess it was worth it. And then my one student, he has relapsed last week, and he was going through withdrawal, vomiting, and all of that. And I just kept saying, hey, I love you, and I miss you, and can't wait for you to come back. And so he came back Monday. We had a huge celebration. He wanted flaming cheese, so I took him to Tarpon Springs Greek restaurant for flaming cheese. So we had a big celebration, and here he cried all the way home, and he said, I just don't know why Miss Tina loves me so much. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to love these kids back to life. That's my purpose. That's my passion. I'm just going to love them back to life. And so I just want to remind you that if there is breath, that there is hope. I have 3 of my 5 books out there that I'll be selling. 2 of them I didn't bring because nobody buys them. One is I can't remember what it's gone. Maybe that's why it doesn't sell. Let your forgiveness become your freedom, and nobody wants to be forgiven, or I guess forgive. And then the other one is actually for teenagers, and it's called Little Book, Big Truth, and that is my drug prevention, bullying prevention, suicide prevention book. And so, like I said, I wrote 3 books after surgery because I can't stop my head sometimes. But so I have Preventing Burnout, Igniting Passion. I did actually place an order, so I got 20 of these bad boys coming, but unfortunately they didn't get here in time. But I will get your information. I will send you one if you want to purchase it. This is my first book, Let Your Lessons Become Your Blessings. This took 14 years to write because I wanted to come from a place of healing. I didn't want it to be about, placing blame on my parents or anything like that, or any of the circumstances or abuse I've been through. And so let your lessons become your blessings. So this book, actually, for every book that I sell, I donate a book to a woman in strip clubs, human trafficking, drug treatment, jail, prison. I've actually donated 472 of these books so far. I'm grateful for that. I gotta say that this is hilarious because when you give people something they just don't value it, and I'm all right with that. So my friend, she takes a picture, she puts it on social media, and she takes a picture of this book, and I go, oh, where are you at? You at Walmart? Are you at Barnes and Noble? Publix? Like, where are you? She's like, Goodwill. Like, oh, okay. Some people just don't value a free thing, I guess. I said, was there sweat on it? No. Kind of tell you if it was jail or the strip club. And then this is my 5th book, which is Heartbeat of a Real Leader. And it's like my most professional book. Like, people read it, they're like, really? Are you sure you wrote that? I can be smart sometimes. For those of you that have OCD, I'll pick up my book. 'Cause I know I saw the worry on some of your faces. Is she gonna leave that there? Okay, so I think that's it. Let me go here. Oh, I got a special gift for you, real quick. Okay, so if you go to realleader.me, I'm gonna send you a special gift. So this actually has to do with my 5th book, Heartbeat of a Real Leader. I will send you a special PDF download from that book. So realleader.me, you can take a picture with your phone. With the flip phone, you're not going to be able to do that. Just kidding. You can write. You can take pictures. But I don't think I can download. It's okay. Just write down realleader.me. So yeah, go there, realleader.me. There's all my social media, Tina Talks Truth, TinaTalksTruth@gmail. That's my phone number. Each one of you actually received my business card in the toolbox, and if you want to reach out to me, you're more than welcome. But what that is really for is I love, the Chipotle burritos. So if you see a fish bowl where you could put a business card, throw my business card in there. I love free sandwiches from Subway or burritos. Okay. I think that's it. I guess we're going to have some questions. Do we have time? Uh-oh, where are we at? It's 3:09. Oh, and these are my sponsors. Just kidding. Okay, I'll get off.
Did you want to take any questions?
Yeah, sure. Anyone have questions for me?
I got a question.
Yes.
All right. So,
I may have an answer. Not sure.
you were saying earlier in the beginning about some of the strategies, how in the morning, what's
Yes.
What about after work? Let's say there's some other maybe suggestions. It's kind of a lot of times burnout with me specifically, after work, before it's so late.
Oh, okay. So you mean in the evenings? Yeah. So, I'm a firm believer in holistic healing and listening to your body. So if you need to get in your pajamas and you need to lay in bed and read a book, do it. I mean, there's times I literally was in my pajamas at 6:30 at night, like for a week, and then I found out I had COVID. That's why I was so tired. But listen to your body. Listen to your body, and also, our bodies will tell us something. I used to be a drug dealer. Now I'm a water dealer. I actually push water on my students constantly, so they each have an individual goal of how many bottles of water they drink a day. Because what happens is a lot of times we're dehydrated, and when we're dehydrated, our brain is dehydrated, and we don't learn. We can't learn. So make sure that you're drinking at least. I'm telling you, I'm like the aqua dealer here. Aquaholic. Make sure that you're pushing water. Make sure that you're drinking enough water, at least half the ounces of your body weight in water, because seriously, it really does. It cleanses you. It detoxes your body. Also, eating. Just listen to what you want to eat. And then, did I answer your question?
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, I believe like holistically. Also, one of the things that I got rid of all my TVs. I don't watch TV. I don't listen to the news. I don't, and I'm like so happy. I am so happy, but I don't watch TV, and that's just for me. I just I was getting too obsessed with it, and spending way too much time on shows and all that, and on the news. Also, I want to teach you that on social media, there's a great button. It's called unfollow. So you can unfollow people. Don't block them, because my aunt thought I died. She's like, I can't find Tina on Facebook because I blocked her. But you can unfollow people, and when you unfollow them, they don't show up in your news feed. And these are the negative people, the negative Nellies, the Debbie Downers. So I actually choose, I learned really early in my recovery what goes in my eyes, what goes in my ears. If it's junk, I'm gonna speak junk. And I don't, that's just me. And so I'm very careful what I put in my head and my heart, because I don't want to speak junk, and I don't want to hurt people, so yeah.
What's your projection for students for next year?
So the maximum amount I can get is 50. I can serve 50 students. This is our first school in Pasco County, and the reason being is because last year alone there were 22 youth that overdosed, ages 10 to 17, and we lost 3 of them. So Pasco County is the greatest need. Our second school will probably be Hillsborough, then Pinellas, then Manatee. I'm thinking over 10 years. People are begging me. I'm like, let me just, have my 2. So 50 each, 50 in each school. But what's nice is we're a private nonprofit school. So we actually have a family that's moving down from Virginia because we are such a specialized school in trauma and brain performance coaching, that they're actually moving to Pasco County for their son to attend our school. We also have a young lady from Sarasota County that is moving up to come to our school. We had 17 students on our waiting list, and half of them are in drug treatment, and then half of them are on probation or electric monitoring, the house arrest. Just kind of waiting for that to kind of smooth over, and when they get discharged from drug treatment, then they can come to us. Any other questions? So through individual donors, I've actually written and applied for 18 grants, 2 foundations, a paid fellowship, and we have some business companies that Baycare is a supporter, as well as Pilot Bank, and just trying to get the word out. What it is mostly people that have a personal commitment and investment to it. So it's usually somebody that's either lost a family or friend from addictions, and then they want to. But y'all can go to becomejustone.com and you can sponsor a student if you want.
So it's a day school.
It is, 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. Monday through Friday. Yep.
So your students need to be local. Do you monitor whether or not they're staying clean, or is that someone else's duty?
Yeah, so actually we partner with Operation PAR right now. They go there just because of liability issues. I don't want to go down that road right now with my two students. But at some point we will we'll have the drug screen under our school. But for right now they go to Operation PAR. They get drug screened. But also, our school looks really different than other schools. We have weighted blankets. We have the blindfolds. We have the noise canceling because a lot of our students have sensory processing deficit, so they're overstimulated. We have an acupuncture pad and an acupuncture neck roll. We have balancing boards. We have an exercise bike. I mean, it's not like a sit down at a desk and on a computer type of school. And then throughout the week, we have different programs. So we have expressive art therapy, visual arts, a drumming class, we have yoga class, we have fitness class, and creative writing class, because it's important for them to learn how to write their story.
Are you at 50 now? Like throughout the county? Or you just have the 2 right
Just 2 right now. Yeah, we've only been open for 4 weeks.
now? Oh, wow.
I know. And my phone has been blowing up today. I was like, it's the first day I'm away. But yeah.
Traditional educators, or does everybody have a therapy background?
So right now, we have volunteers, and they're all like therapy interns. We have an intern with a bachelor's degree, master's degree, and a PhD interns. Our other volunteers have master's degrees in mental health. And we're really blessed with volunteers right now. I mean, I'm just so grateful. And so their schooling is actually online. It's called Grade Results. And what's nice is it's actually unique and customized to our population. So we made it that way so that if they do have COVID or quarantine, which we ended up having to do because I got it, then they were able to do it at home. And just jump online and do it. But in person, they go on there. But what's nice with that curriculum, it's called Grade Results, by the way, graderesults.com. And what's nice with it is that you can hire a teacher, and then they can bring it to life. So it's a whole curriculum. It's really good. Much better than some of the others I looked at. Any other questions? These are great questions. Thank you. All right, well, thank you all so very much. Really appreciate you. Oh.
So I just want to thank you all for coming. Thank Tina for all of her passion and humor. It was really wonderful. And we've got a little gift for you.
Oh my gosh, it's $1 million. I can finally pay off. Oh, wow, look at all these books. Oh, that's nice. Thank you. Appreciate that.
So 2 little pieces of business. If you all have your evals, if you can fill those out, we'll use your input for next year's symposium and leave them on the basket outside. And is Meredith Hartz happen to be here? You are the winner of the library for the bingo.
Wow. Congratulations, Meredith.
All right. So that's it. Thank you again.
Thank you. I'll be out there with my books if anyone wants to come and get them. I accept cash, checks, credit cards, and chocolate.